NASA can't talk to its Mars robots for 2 weeks. Tesla could sue Cybertruck resellers if they flip it too soon. And one set of game developers has an in-game way to deal with cheaters. It's Monday, November 13th, and this is Engadget Today, the latest tech news with a bit of tranquility with your morning coffee. NASA's Mars exploration robots will be on their own for the next 2 weeks while the space agency waits out a natural phenomenon that will prevent normal communications. Mars and Earth have reached positions in their orbits that put them on opposite sides of the Sun in an alignment known as solar conjunction. During this time, NASA says it's risky to try and send commands to its instruments on Mars because interference from the Sun could have a detrimental effect. To prevent any issues, NASA is taking a planned break from giving orders until the planets move into more suitable positions. The pause started on Saturday and will go on until November 25th. A Mars solar conjunction occurs every 2 years, and while the rovers will be able to send basic health updates home throughout most of the period, they'll go completely silent for the next 2 days when the Sun blocks Mars entirely. That means the Perseverance and Curiosity rovers, the Ingenuity helicopter, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and the Odyssey and Maven orbiters will be left to their own devices for a little while. Their onboard instruments will continue to gather data for their respective missions, but won't send this information back to Earth until the blackout ends. A new Cybertruck-only clause in Tesla's purchase agreement stipulates that buyers cannot sell their new vehicle within the first year unless they have explicit permission from the automaker, or they may be sued. The company just updated its motor vehicle order agreement ahead of the first Cybertruck deliveries, which it said last month are on track for November 30th. Under the terms, which have been making the rounds on social media this weekend, Tesla states that it may seek injunctive relief to prevent the transfer of title of the vehicle if buyers breach its resale provision, or it may demand liquidated damages from you in the amount of $50,000 or the value received as consideration for the sale or transfer, whichever is greater. The terms also warn that offending resellers will be barred from buying vehicles from Tesla in the future. Tesla says it may grant exceptions to some people wishing to sell their Cybertruck within the first year, but they must get written consent. If the company does agree, it will either buy the car back at a reduced price, deducting 25 cents per mile driven plus wear and tear, and the cost of any necessary repairs, or allow the owner to resell the truck to a third-party buyer. Tesla's Cybertruck is only being released to a small number of select customers at first, and won't enter mass production until 2024. So, naturally, the company is trying to get ahead of resellers looking to cash in on the vehicle's rarity. The Call of Duty developers are always trying to stay one step ahead of cheaters to protect the experience for all of us regular, non-jerky players. Their latest move to prevent cheating may just be the funniest one yet. The developers have announced an appropriately named feature called Splat. When a cheater deploys, the system occasionally disables their parachute, sending them careening to the ground until they, go splat. This was designed to call as much attention to the cheater as possible, with devs saying it will be immediately obvious who's trying to game the system, as someone quickly descending from the sky is hard to miss. In the past, they've handled these cheaters privately, keeping them in the game to collect data or simply making them disappear. The devs say this new tool is simply more fun. The system doesn't even have to flag the player as a cheater before they deploy. If caught once they reach the ground, the software will speed up the next jump to create the same effect. For instance, a simple bunny hop will turn into a 10,000-foot drop to take them out instantly. Like all anti-cheating measures, Splat won't randomly turn on for normal players, and it won't activate by a report from another player. The machine learning algorithms have to spot verified shady behavior for it to kick in. The programmers say this is just a beginning, as they've developed many new tricks that will be discussed at some point in the future. To that end, Splat is just the latest anti-cheating measure. Thanks for listening. If you have a moment, rate and subscribe wherever you listen. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Cheyenne McDonald and Lawrence Bonk and was produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more.